What's up, guys? Welcome to another breakdown video. So this is just a simple project that I did not too long ago. I think less than a week or so. Yeah. So I just wanted to give a little bit of detail of how I managed to get something like this done. Okay. So we have a table, just a basic model. This is a cube with some extrusions and some in extrusions, and then it is not properly UAV unwrapped, as you can see, but it worked out for me from the scene that I wanted. Okay, just slapped in a wood texture, and then I added some let me bring up my materials, and I think it's this one. Let's go to our node editor. Yeah, so this is my wood. Let's see. Yeah, I think spinners. No, this is not the one. This is not the one. Wait, which one? I think it's this one. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's this material. Let's bring up our node editor. Here's my node editor. Let's start popping up. Okay, yeah, so it's just a basic material, PBR material. So I've got my diffuse map, roughness map, normal map, displacement, and they're all connected to the material. And yeah, that's how I got this table. Then what else? So we have got a single camera, in the scene, as you can see. Then we have an area light, a single area light that is shooting the rays in this direction. Yeah, shooting the rays in that direction. Okay, then we also have an HDRI image. Okay, and yeah, so for the camera, it is being constrained by the circle here that is going on there. Yeah, so I have added a an align to spline expression for the camera, which is aligned to the circle. So if I was to play the animation, let me just play the animation for you. If I was to play the animation, see the table is there, but the camera is the one that is orbiting around objects on the table. Okay, so that is pretty much the basic setup. So let me now talk about the these modules that are in there. Okay, so before I do that, let me just fire up my Octane. So I'll just dog this over there, then I'll grab this, put it over there, then I can bring this down and bring this out like so. Then we have our scene for there, then we can fire up our Octane from here. Okay, let's see what Octane has to. So Octane is just loading in the shaders, the geometry, and everything, so that it can be ready. Yeah, so we have our Octane there. So just bring this to path tracing, and let me bring this down, I think, to something like so. Yeah, something like so. So there we are. We have got our scene. So now I'm going to show you how I made the materials for these models. Okay, so let's see, let me go to my materials. Which one can we start with? We're going to start with I think let's start with this one, the wildcard bottle. Yeah, WordCat bottle. I want to talk about the modeling. I think I'll just talk about the texturing. This is just basic models. They're just basic models. Okay, so okay, I think this one is missing something. Yeah, this one has got no texture. Let me see, where is it? It's here. Let me see if I can delete this. Okay, what else has to be deleted from here? Let's say let's delete that, and should be working properly. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with this label, the WordCat label. So let's click on the WordCat. Let's go to the label, and let's go to the node editor. Yeah, so it's just a simple diffuse map. This is a simple diffuse map that is going into the shader, and it is glossy. It is a glossy type. I don't think I applied any let me see, let me try to bring this in. Here's my scene. I think I moved it some. Okay, let me just bring it up from there. Yeah, it's just close enough to the screen, somewhere there. Yeah, so as you can see, there is no roughness. The roughness here is done through the slider. Yeah, but there was no roughness texture. I just used the slider, the floating slider there. As you can see, as I change, if the float is 0, then it's super shiny. But if I bring it to somewhere like 0.17, somewhere there, okay, the surface is a little bit rough. Okay, and then we have this plastic texture there. Let me see, where is it? I think it's over here. Yeah, so it's a simple specular shader. It's a specular shader, and I applied a transmission. Yeah, I applied a transmission to it so that you can be able to see through it. Transmission of 1. Then the transmission also has got a color, an RGB color here, which is of brownish kind of color. Then it also has roughness. Yeah, it has got a roughness of 0.004, and that was pretty much it to create this fake plastic look. Then we have got this condensed water. This was just some glass texture. Let me just say a specular material. I think it's somewhere here. Yeah, so it's just a specular material. Then it has got an index of reflection of 1.33, which is the index of reflection for water, and it has got some transmission. Let me see. Yeah, it has got some transmission. It has got some transmission. Then it has got the reflection. Okay, and the roughness is also is at 0. Okay, roughness is at 0, so that we can have light going through it. Yeah, then for the top, it's also the same thing. You know, for the closing cap or for the lid, it is the same thing. Okay, so let me just bring it closer. Yeah, it's just a black material. Where's my scene now? Losing my scene so much. Okay, let me just zoom in from here, and I'll rotate from here. Okay, so we just have a plastic material. This is just a glossy shade. I believe it should be this one. Yeah, it's just a glossy shader with a black diffuse. The specular set to something like 0.8. This is the roughness, 0.1, and yeah, that is pretty much it. Then let's talk about this plastic, transparent plastic that is on the bottles. Okay, so this is simply a specular shader, and then it has got an index of reflection of 0.33. Let me see. So it's just the same shader as water, but the only difference is that the index of reflection is at 0.15, but it can go as low as 0.14. I think I used the index of reflection for something like glass somewhere there, but it should work for plastic in this case. But if you want to, you can change this to like 0.45 or 0.4, 0.1, let's say 0.4, and then it still gives us that fake plastic. Then I didn't add in some textures, but if necessary, you would have gone in. How is my node editor? Okay, let's close this, open my node editor. Then I would have grabbed, let's push this over there, and then we bring up an image texture that we would use to control the roughness channels. Yeah, so we would bring in a material. Let me just push it somewhere there. So it would bring in something like a scratch. Okay, let me bring in something like that. Okay, so now our surface is being controlled by, let me try to render region. Let me see if I can render something here. Can I go in? Is it okay? Just try to zoom in from there. Let me take off my render region, and yeah, as you can see now, the scratches there are now affecting the roughness. They're now controlling the roughness. As you can see, there are these lines that are being popped up. Now the bottles now have got scratches. Okay, but I didn't want to go for this kind of look. I wanted something that was very clean, and same with the plastic lid. It's just the same as with the one for the wildcard bottle. It's just the same process, but the color is blue. And then we talk of these milk it boxes. These had to be properly UV unwrapped for them to be mapped correctly. I think I've got a video on that, and I will put the link in the description. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so for these textures, it was just a matter of having the exact models. Like I had to buy the 3 milk kits, then took out the juice, cut them, unwrapped them, then I had to scan them, and then I created my own textures, took them to Photoshop and did some few edits here and there so that they would look much better. Okay, and yeah, and then I just added a I think it should be some reflection, just a little bit of reflection to it, so that when the light hits it, it will give us that kind of contrast, or that shiny look. Then we have some biscuits over here. Okay, this had to be modeled from scratch, but this can be done using a displacement map if you have one. Yeah, but I had to model everything from scratch because I didn't have diffuse displacement texture, sorry. So for the texture, I think this was something that I just got on the internet, I made some tweaks. Let me see. Yeah, it's this one. Let's see. Sorry. Okay, so why is it? My node editor is performing. Why is it performing? So it was just a simple material that I got online. Then I made some edits in Photoshop, and then I added some, yeah, and then I added it. I think I also added, I was supposed to add the normal map to this. I was supposed to create a normal map for this, and then I would slap the normal map into there so that it can simulate the bump, you know, simulate the bump. But since the camera was so far from my scene, I managed to get away with that. Okay, but if the camera was so close, I had to bring up my normal map or use a noise map and then just try to simulate the bump on the biscuits. Okay, then the same process had to be applied to the label of the biscuits. I just had to buy biscuits, unwrap, scan it, and slap it into my model. Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing. It was just a process of looking for the actual labels, cutting them out, scanning them, editing, and mapping them correctly in the software. That was pretty much it. Okay, so for the cell phone, I think it's the same thing, but for the cell phone I had to do a little bit of modeling. This was something that I did in a different project. Okay, so I had to do a little bit of modeling, so everything was just okay, everything was properly mapped. Yeah, so we just added black material with some specular reflections to it, and that helped me get away with it. Okay, so I think that is pretty much it. Okay, I think most of these models are basic. It's just basic modeling techniques. Okay, and then afterwards I just had to frame this correctly with my Octane camera. Let me see, where is my Octane camera? Trying to see, here's my Octane camera. Just had to frame this correctly. I'm not sure where it is. Yeah, but I had to frame it correctly, and I fired up some renders from it. So that is basically much it on how I made these things. It's just a basic scene, a very basic scene. There's nothing too complex. And for the juice, yeah, for the juice in both of these, the juice was just a simple let me see, what do I have? Juice, yeah, juice, glossy, what was it? Yeah, for the juice it was just a glossy texture with some diffuse, an index of reflection. And something that I missed out on this one was I needed to add some subdivision scattering so that light could go through the liquid. Okay, but I managed to fake it in this case, so it's not so real. But if I added the subsurface scattering to it, then it would have given it a little bit more depth compared to what I actually had. Okay, so it was just that simple process. Okay, I also thought of using the transmission node, but I was having some problems a little bit, so I just had to go with the glossy shader, though I never added the subdivision, the subsurface scattering, sorry. Yeah, if I added that, it would have given me a lot more realism to the juice, and light would have been going through the juice. Yeah, so that is pretty much it, guys. There's nothing complex, it's just a simple scene. So yeah, try to use these techniques in your next projects. I'm sure they will work out for you. Yeah, so I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.